All right, guys, we're gonna do a well, technically we already started it last week, but um, this is the WATERBURGER Restaurant, and we got the drive-through window. We've got uh, front doors, front windows. Got it hollowed out. Um, but just your initial setup, make sure you have all your the roof is parallel with the floor, and all your measurements are in inches and not millimeters. And make sure your roof, both pitches are equal. And your bottom's going to be 8 inches, and your the two top sides on left and right of the middle of the roof is going to be 3 inches. So get your measurements in first on the bottom, and then left and right, and then if you go in order, then you don't have weird stuff happening. Um, so do the bottom first, then the two sides. But if you do the top first, then it kind of warps the image, and it makes it tough to measure your sides. So just lock in the length, and then the rest should be fine. All right, so I think what I ended up doing is I made the length of the sides longer because it doesn't quite fit the description of the sketch in our lesson plan. So I think I'm going to change that later. All right, so those two sides, left and right, are going to be 3 inches. And today was a big day for the Houston Texans. 30 something to, yeah, we won like two and a half touchdowns. So good to have a coach that knows what he's doing. All right, so the upper right hand corner is the one we're trying to copy, and when we first saw it, it was like, it looks like WATERBURGER. And so that's what this is called, the WATERBURGER Challenge. So this is going to be a hollow restaurant, and you can put tables and chairs and a counter on the floor. I didn't really create it on this one, but you can do it if you want to. The second assignment this week is going to be to construct a hamburger, and so we're going to eventually put some chairs and tables in there and just put hamburgers on all the tables. And but that's not really, you don't have to do it for this assignment because the hamburger assignment is separate. But you may want to create that within the project that you have here. All right, so I extruded it by 4 inches because the original sketch showed 8 by 4 by 1. Then I decided to increase the length to increase the pitch of my roof, and then it looks a lot more like the original diagram. So if I look at my picture, the upper right hand corner there you go, 8 by 4 by 1 by 3, and then it didn't really tell me the length of the pitch, but that's close. All right. So now you have to go out and Google a image of the WATERBURGER logo. All right. So you're going to use the snipping tool to copy and paste that, save it, create a folder on your desktop, and just call it IED, or if you're in my Principles of Applied Engineering. So I had that picture in there from the assignment that I'm going to post here in a minute. Yeah, we're going to build a hamburger. It doesn't quite look like that one, but It's still pretty good. Well, not tasty, it just looks good. Yeah, you don't want to eat plastic. All right. So just got to figure out where I saved it. I do have a folder. I created a folder just for, I don't know if I saved it there or not. So make sure you have a designated place to save it. Don't just have 200 images on your desktop. You have to stay organized, because by spring break you're going to have all kinds of stuff on your computer. So stay organized. All right. So that is my 6 period folder. And I do have other folders. And as you can tell, I am getting kind of disorganized. All right, so you have to import it in that bottom left-hand plus sign. That's how you import it. Then you have to first click Sketch, and we're going to import or insert the image. So up there on the top somewhere is Insert Image. Your venue is going to look different. But you select the image, then you click, hold, and drag. And if you accidentally get the wrong size, you just pick the dimension tool and resize it. That's the quickest way. So images are kind of tricky. If you try to grab the corner and shrink it, it does funny stuff. Doesn't always cooperate. So the best tool is just to use your dimension tool. And I think something happens there. Didn't like that. So this was an equal perfect cube or perfect square, so that the top was already measured. So anytime you have a red flag pop up, that means that you're trying to change a dimension that's already been constrained. So, all right, so you click OK, place the image there, and then you click the surface. You're going to sketch, and then you click the surface, not the image. You want to trace onto the store itself. So you select the face of the store. All right. Oh, but before we do this, you want to select the bottom of your restaurant, and you want to click Shell, and you want to hollow out your restaurant. Because what we're going to do is we're going to put a floor on here, and you're going to be able to look in the windows and see tables and things that you created inside the restaurant. So now you can click on the front of the face of the store, not the image, and we're going to trace all the W's. So this is kind of time consuming. If you press the letter I, you can toggle on and off. See if you hover over that, the shortcut is I. And so I just trace my line, and then I press I again to deselect the line, and that makes it go a lot quicker. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trace all the straight lines first, and then go with my 3-point arc and hit the corners. So that way I'm not going back and forth from straight line to arc. I'm just going to go straight line, straight line, straight line, and get those done, and then go in and do the arc afterwards. Alright, so this is the most time consuming, but what happens is if you miss one of the connections, sometimes you just miss it by, a small amount when you try to connect them, and you don't see it until you try to extrude. So when you hover over it to extrude it and you don't see it light up, that means that you missed a connection somewhere. So you have to go back into the sketch, open it all up, and inspect all of the connections to make sure that or to find out where you missed that connection. And when you have these many connections, it can happen. So just be aware when you try to extrude and you don't see it. That's the steps you have to go through. So we have to get into labeling our sketches not just sketch 1, 2, 3, whatever. We have to start naming them, and maybe that's something I should have done from the very beginning. But if you name your sketches, you name your extrusions. We're going to have multiple extrusions, so you're going to have this is going to be one extrusion here. Then you'll have the windows. That'll be an extrusion. Then you'll have the drive-through window. That'll be another extrusion. You'll have like 3 extrusions on the drive-through window alone. So we have to start naming them so that when you have to go back and trace your steps and figure out where you messed up, or if you want to try to, well, my ESPN app just updated the Texan win, and that's like an hour ago. So yeah, if you label your extrusions as you create them, label your sketches as you create them, then it just makes it easier for you to go back and, let's say you want to change out the drive-through window for like maybe something like the drive-through that they have at the WATERBURGER in Friendswood, where it's kind of like a carport thing, you know, and they have like multiple people standing out front that take your order and stuff. That's like a WATERBURGER that's kind of like a WATERBURGER / Kentucky Fried Chicken / Taco Bell. So 3 restaurants in one. So anyway, so I'm just going to go through and then create my lines, the straight lines, and then go and do the 3-point arc. And you can go make adjustments on these arcs and kind of grab on the connection point and you know, push them left or right to make some small adjustments. But that's going to be in a near future lesson. I'm going to show you how to change things afterwards and, you know, make micro adjustments and stuff like that. So basically, the first 9 weeks is just learning, just getting familiar with the tool, Onshape tool, which we're doing a good job. And this is definitely a workout doing this restaurant, and it's kind of a, you know, just a light bulb turned on, and I was like, hey, that looks like a WATERBURGER. And so, but I don't want you guys just tracing or, you know, just going through and just doing shapes and stuff like that. I want you to take what the PLTW lesson plan has and make it relevant. You know, make it make it into something that's recognizable and, you know, something you can relate to. And yeah, if you can't relate to WATERBURGER, then I don't know if there's any help for you guys. Even though I'm technically not allowed to eat at WATERBURGER with my diet, once I hit my target weight, then I'm going to take a trip to WATERBURGER. So I'll make you guys a deal, all my students. By the last week of school, if I hit my target weight, which is, let's see, what would be my target weight? 195 pounds. If I can get it down to 195 pounds, I'll buy a WATERBURGER for every one of my students. Maybe not the fries, because by the time I get the fries to you guys, they're all like cold. Just the burgers. So the last week of school, WATERBURGER's on me, and that's probably about about $150 investment right there. So if I can hit my target weight of 195 pounds, you guys be my encouragement. means I got to stay away from WATERBURGER until May of 2021. You guys want a free meal? Every single one of you. That's about 180 WATERBURGER sandwiches. Well, you don't call a WATERBURGER a sandwich. It's just a burger. Yeah, sandwiches. That's Arby's. Raise your hand if you ever eat at Arby's. I ate there once. It's actually not bad. It's not a bad restaurant. I think they get a bad rap. I'm not sure why. Maybe roast beef is out of style. I'm not sure. But WATERBURGER is never going to go out of style. That's a Texas landmark right there. So I'm pretty sure that J.J. Watt's happy with his team today. So maybe he's eating at WATERBURGERs today. Did I just say WATERBURGERs? Yeah, I guess that's right. Yeah. But yeah, WATERBURGERs. Okay, so I'm almost done. Just rambling to kill time here. This is really time consuming. But the trick is to not make any mistakes and make sure you get all the connections. And I think the one thing this video is missing is a basketball that's on fire. So let's throw in a basketball. Here you go. I think every video needs a basketball on fire. What other things we need? We need oh, where's SpongeBob? Where'd he go? Oh, let's move him up to the top there. Okay, where's SpongeBob? There he is. All right, where's the other SpongeBob? I know I got a couple of SpongeBobs in here. Yeah, I got too many things going on in this video. All right, so down in the last corner. There we go. And guess what, guys? We're not done yet. We got to go down there and do that WATERBURGER on the bottom. Yes, we're gonna do that one too. And you can see I kind of cut off the W, and then I accidentally cut off the other one on the side. I might just go for a jog here while you guys do this work. Technically, I'm just providing commentary for my video that I created on this. So technically, I could just turn my camera off and go for a drive. Like my 6th period virtual kids do, they don't even turn the camera on. So I'm like, seems like I'm teaching 6th period all by myself. I'm like, doesn't anybody want to join me? Turn your cameras on. I don't know. Anyway, so this one, I think what I did is I just finally just kind of gave up, and I just used my one tool, the 3-point arc, and did it all with the 3-point arc. And all right, so so that little W, I think what I did is I decided to go ahead and clip that out and then put in another line. And just bring that around like that. Instead of a straight line, I just want to curve it. So, yeah, this bottom section takes about 10-15 minutes. So you have to carve out the middle of the A's and the B. Let's see, that's about all the cutouts you got to do, the A's and the B's. All right, so yeah, as far as what you need to turn in on this project is The restaurant has to be shelled on the inside, which is hollowed out. You have to have a logo on the front and a drive-through window on the side, and you have to create a floor, which is basically just your 8x4 on the length and width, and then the actual width of the floor, just make it 0.05 inches, real skinny. So the trick is to get your floor attached, and so you're going to create just the assembly page, and then you just insert your restaurant and your floor as two different parts, and then you attach your floor to the bottom of the restaurant. And if you want to, sketch in some chairs and some tables and maybe the service counter, I actually put in a cutout of an actual employee. I just went on Google and searched for WATERBURGER employee, and then I just took that picture and put it on a cutout and put it behind the desk, and then I extruded the hat and all that stuff. But it's not in this. It's not in this one. It's just one that I did. Just practice. But I'm gonna, the assignment after this one is creating a hamburger and French fries, and so you can take that. It's easier if you take that and you create that second assignment, which I'm going to post here in a little bit, inside this project with the restaurant, and so then you can assemble the restaurant with the hamburger without actually importing that in, since if you create it inside this project, then you've already got it in there and you don't have to go through the hassle of importing it in. So my hamburger that I created is not really, it's not going to win any awards. Just got cheese, lettuce, tomatoes, and the hamburger. Alright, so we're almost done with the logo and the title on the bottom here. Just make sure you don't miss any connections, and if you make sure that you don't make that mistake, then that just saves the headache of going back and retracing your steps and figure out which one's not connected. Alright, so there you go. Alright, so a lot of you have already done this. So what I want you guys to do is focus on, for those that have already done this, go ahead and take the floor and create some tables and create the counter. I saw a couple that they actually put a staircase at the front of the restaurant, and I like to see the initiative. I like to see the extras that you put into it, and then when you share it with me on the blue share button at the top of the screen there, put in there any comments if you want me to check the comments. Like you might say, hey, can you help me with the drive-through window? If you share it with me, I can go in and help you with the drive-through window if I have time. And I might have 100 requests for me to go in and check on their assignment. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to do all, but I will if I have time. So, but the goal is to dedicate a lot of my time actually trying to print some of these things. I did not bring the printer home with me this weekend, so I ran out of time. I had to take my daughter to get her driver's permit, so didn't have the time to throw the printer in the back seat. All right, so we're almost done. Got a few more letters. Um, so in a future lesson, I'm going to show you how to go in and adjust to round out your connections a little bit better. All you got to do is go in and edit that sketch, which, by the way, it does help if we start labeling our sketches. The different layers, the extrusions, and all that stuff. You can click on the pencil and name it. I think this is all considered one sketch. The W's on the top, and this is all part of one sketch because we never clicked the green check button, so it's all part of one sketch, I think. Almost there. Actually, we got like another 6 minutes to go before we're done. All right. Let's see here. Hey, let's see. I found something here. Let's see if I can get this to work. It's one of my favorite special effects. Oh, hold on. I'm doing something here. Let's try to do something on the special effects there. Oh, here's another one. Let's see if I can get this to work. All right, so we're making progress, guys. We're almost there. Where's my Star Trek? There it is. Oh, let's do Ice Age. Sid the Sloth. All right, let's do a little brain break, guys. There you go. So we still got some more room to go on our sketch. So here's Sid the Sloth.
What's up, my mammals? This is Sid the Sloth from the movie Ice Age, and we're about to do this new dance, the Continental Drift. It's time to get up on your feet. It's easy to do. Just follow me. Move it out. Do the Sid. Take it back. And do the Sid. Step left. Then drift. Step right. And then drift.
There you go, man. There you go.
And do the man-made. Crisscross. And do the man-made. Now jump, jump. Wiggle your rump and walk it out like.
That's hilarious. Alright, we're almost done, guys. Let's see. Oh, here's one I haven't done yet. Alright, keep on tracing, guys. I'm going to do one more of this. So, you guys know that I worked at NASA, right, for a few years. So here's one little. This one will wake you up. Or it should. Alright. Oh, here's another one. So I told you I was a sports photographer for Ironman, the triathlon swim bike run. Here's one like this. That's fun. The Ironman heads-up display. Where's the water thing? So we got one more letter to go, guys, or 1.5 letters. Where's my? Trying to find my the water thing. All right, we got the R to go, and we're done, guys. Keep going. Oh, you gotta do this one. All right, so once you get this all done, then you're gonna want to extrude. And some of you guys, instead of extruding out from the wall, they etched it into the wall. Either way, that works. I don't know, is WATERBURGER, is that made out of brick? I don't know. Alright, so you just got to carve out the middle of that thing and we will be done. And then last thing we got to do is create the bottom, the floor, and then we got to do the drive-through window. Alright, so we all got that done, and hopefully, well, I have the benefit of reviewing my own work before I put it online. I know it all works. So if you go to, you check OK, and then you're going to go to extrude. And then you want to kind of go from the viewpoint of, you're going to look down and to the side so that you can, so when it does extrude, it doesn't block your vision. So you look at the side and kind of a diagonal view. You can see how that works. And if you select a wrong, like right there, I select the wrong thing, go up to your dialog box and click the X to deselect that. think I did that a couple times. So if you select the wrong thing, you can just go up to your dialog box and just click the X on the last thing that you selected. All right, then you got to go up and grab all the W's and get them done as well. So I think, yep, see I selected the entire face, so click the X, get rid of that. You don't want to start over. Let's see how I highlight each one. And sometimes you need to kind of tilt your view a little bit because it won't let you actually select it. So there you go. Just make sure it highlights up or lights up before you select it. And then zoom out, right click. You can use the arrow, or you can just go ahead and manually type in the numbers. But I like to bring the arrow back and visually see kind of where I want. And you can zoom in if you want to. But I think I ended up with 0.05 inches, I think. That's what I did. And then you can right click and open it up again. And so you turn off the image that you imported, and then all you have left is your W. And then you can select each surface. You press the space bar to select multiple selections. And we're going to change the color of those extrusions to orange. All right, so select each one, and then this is how you bring individual color to each part that you create. And let's see, there we go. Then you right click, and it's the last selection. It's change the faces that you've selected. We're going to go orange. There we go. All right, so you got your extrusion, and we already hollowed it out. So that's the first thing you do is you hollow out, and then you do the extrusion. Because notice some students, what they did is they hollowed it out as they tried to hollow it out as their last step, and it kept on messing up. It was interacting with the logo up front, and so it's better to hollow it up as the first step. So I'm going to do my front windows, and those are going to be I'm going to measure those out, and you want to make sure that you have the same look on the left as you do the right. So you'll want to do 2.5 and 5. It's a good size window, and then you want to see how far it away is from the edge, and they went 3.3, 3/10 of an inch. So do the same thing. Do a corner square sketch, and then put in your measurements after you sketch it. 2.5 by 5 by 0.3, and that should work. All right, so you click OK and you click the ring check. Now we're going to extrude, but we're going to remove. And then we're going to remove both, and then you can control it with the arrow if you want. Doesn't matter. Get my do that one more time. Oh, my Iron Man, or my Guardians of the Galaxy helmet only works once. That's weird. Alright, so now I'm going to do the doors, and you can leave a little bit on the bottom if you want to. I think I brought it all the way down to the bottom. You can make that flush with the bottom by selecting the one on the left. You can make that flush with the bottom by selecting the bottom of the door and then the bottom of the restaurant, and click on coincident, and it'll lock that in for you. So 0.3 inches by 0.4. Okay. Then you got to deselect the line at the top so that you can select that without taking measurements. What I tried to do is first I tried to make them both horizontal, and that didn't work. And then I selected the bottom of the door and then the bottom of the restaurant, and then I picked coincident, and that worked. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to click OK, and then I'm going to extrude that and remove that and that, and make sure you don't go too far in the restaurant. If you already have something in there, it'll cut into that as well. So there's your front door. Now we're going to do a drive-through window. This one's kind of fun. It's just a square with a arch on top. The arch is going to extrude out, and the window is going to remove the inside. There's a 3-point arc. Then extrude, remove, and that's going to be the window. And click OK. Now you have to click on the eyeball to bring back the sketch. Click extrude, and we're going to click on the arch, and that's going to be the roof of the drive-through window. And so we bring it in a little bit, control it using the arrow. So now we're going to tip that upside down, and we're going to sketch on the underside of that roof, and we're going to just do some center point circles. We're going to measure them to make sure that they're a certain distance from the corner, and let's see here. So sketch, then you're going to select the surface. Got to recenter it again. All right, so sketch and select the surface, center point circle, and we're going to draw a circle in, push down your mouse wheel, and that's how you scroll down. And then we're going to make those circles look more like each other. So we're going to measure the distance from the center circle to the front edge, and we're going to call that 0.05. And then from the center to the side, that's also going to be 0.05. Alright, so that's centered on that corner. And then the diameter, we got to select the diameter, and 0.07 on the diameter. So we have to go up to the other one and push down your wheel to bring it down. Alright, so that's going to be 0.05. And then from there to there, it's going to be 0.05. And then your diameter, 0.07. course, these are just recommended measurements. You can do your own measurements. I just wanted to give you a reference point. So now we're going to extrude, flip this upside down, and bring those almost flush with the bottom of the window. We want the bottom ledge to kind of cut into it. Not cut into it, just kind of merge with it. So we're going to draw a circle at the bottom of that open window, or not a circle, a rectangle. We select the face, and we're going to go just a corner rectangle. And click OK. We're going to extrude, and here's the tricky part. So you got to right click and turn it to the side so you can get a clear shot at the square that you just created. So you don't want to select anything but that. And sometimes you have to get different views and rotate a little bit. There you go. So there's your the bottom of your window. Just bring it in so it's flush with the post coming down. This is going to be your drive-through window. And then you can select, okay, and then you can select all the faces, and you can make it the WATERBURGER orange. So you have to select the top, the front, and your counter. Sometimes you have to zoom in to get all the surfaces selected. And then you right click, and then you select the bottom one, which is add color to the selected faces. And there you go. So that's 95% done, and so we know that the dimensions of the floor is 8 by 4, 8 along the front. Now we're going to create a floor. I've already got one created, so I'm going to walk you through how to do this. I'm just going to edit the sketch, and I just create a sketch 8 by 4, and then I extruded it. I'll show you the extrusion. Right click and edit the extrusion, and it's just 0.26 inches, just real skinny. And there you go. So that's going to be your floor. So if you want to, sketch on that surface, you can do a customer service counter, and some tables. But after you see what we're going to create after this, you're going to probably want to create some tables on that thing. So, but the next assignment, you may want to go into this assignment, create another tab, call it hamburger, so that you can assemble, as many hamburgers as you want. So you create one hamburger, and then you can just keep on inserting it into the restaurant tab, or the assembly page. I'm sorry, the assembly page. All right, so we're in the assembly, and we've inserted the restaurant top and the restaurant floor. Now we have to connect this, and we're going to go fasten, find the z-axis pointing down, and then find the z-axis pointing up on the floor, and then you should get those. If it doesn't line up right, you have to click the arrow in the dialog box to flip your axis. But that's it. That's your grade, and that's 100% right there. You do that, and you're good to go. So the next thing we're going to do is a hamburger. So this is going to be due, the restaurant will be due somewhere in the middle of the week. We're going to push back the due date on the doggy wheelchair because I need more time on that one. I need to collect the PVC pipe for it. So the doggy wheelchair probably won't be due this week. We'll see. We might create we got to create a second version, and we got to sketch it into your notebook. So everyone get their notebook ready for next week. All right, see you guys in the next video.